Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan challenge day 21. Today we're going to learn 5 words. They are sukara, asbalt, sabbaha, sa'a, and samawat. The first word sukara is the plural of sukran, or sakran rather. And that comes from sin kaf ra sakara, yaskaru, which means to become drunk, opposite of obviously being fully conscious and aware of yourself, right? So sakara yaskaru means to become drunk, or to be drunk, right? And we have this in the Quran where Allah says وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى. It could be sakara in the Quran is bisu, is with a dhamma, but it could be with either the fatha or the dhamma. وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيد. Right? You see them, they look like they're drunk, the way that they're acting, but they're not really drunk. Right? Like in Allah, adhab Allah shadid, right? They are overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by this possibility of what might happen, right? Or what could happen. Wallahu alam. The next word is asbalt. Asbalt is plural of sibt. Sibt is a grandchild, or grandchildren, okay? Your progeny, okay? Asbalt is plural of that, obviously. So we have in the Quran where they mention the asbalt in particular, when it's used in the Quran, is for the most part when they're talking about Bani Israel, the Jews. They're talking about the lineage that comes from Ishaq, from Isaac alayhi salam. Each child of Isaac formed, right? Each child of Isaac, right, ended up forming its own tribe, so to speak, right? So each tribe is a sibt. So all of them, ithnasha asbaton, each is a sibt. And the children of Ishmael, which are the Arabs, right, are qabila, their tribes. They are the grandchildren, right? Is offspring, right? Is lineage, right? Going down, right? And at the asl and the root of that word is sabita. Sabita means to straighten something. You can use it for hair, right? They have the hadith about Rasulullah when you in the Shama'il where they describe his features, how he looks. They say walaysa bi sabtin, right? They're talking about his hair. His hair is not straight. It's not straightened, right? Walaysa bi jad, and his hair is not extremely curly like mine, right? It's somewhere in between. Okay, so it really means to straighten. So you can istarsal when we talk about I talked about that last week. So it really means to straighten, right? And you can see the lineage, obviously lineage comes from a line, right? The first 4 letters of lineage is line, right? It's to straighten, to take it in a line. So we have Ishaq, and then we have his children, and then their grandchildren, etc., right? This is about for anybody, the sibt, right? The sibt is their grandchildren, right? Sibtai Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Hussein and Hassan, radiyallahu anhuma. Right? The next word is sabbaha. Sabbaha obviously comes from sin baha, which is to float. Sabbaha yasbahu, right? Wa kullun fi falakin yasbahun. Wa kullun fi falakin yasbahun. Right? Talking about the celestial bodies. They're all floating. They're all swimming in their own orbit, right? فكلهم في فلك يسبحون, right? And you can say أنا سبحت في الحوض السباحة, right? I was swimming, right? I'm floating, I'm swimming in the swimming pool. right? So we still use that word today to mean swimming, to float. Okay, and then from that, obviously, you have Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanalladhi asra bi abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-haram, right? Which is making him float, literally, okay? Making him float. Sabbaha means to make float, right? Because sabaha means to float, right? We're talking shadda means to make float, okay? And now in religious texts, what we're saying here is that we're exalting him above this idea of being associated with a partner, with having offspring or whatever it may be. We're raising him above that. We're raising him above that, and we're making him exalted, higher than that. All right. So Subhanalladhi asra bi abdihi laylan. Right. Yusabbihu lillah ma fi samawati wa ma fi al-ard. Yusabbihuna lillah. Right. They're exalting him. Right. And then we have the tasbih. Right. The tasbih, we use that to make tasbih, to sabbaha. Right. Etc. The next word is sa'a. Sa'a, as the origin or the root of sin waw ayn. Sin waw ayn. The alif in the sa'a is actually originally a waw. Right? Remember, we talk about that all the time, how they camouflage. Right? So plural of sa'a, which means time or portion of time, or portion of the day, whether it be daytime or the nighttime, a portion of the day. Sa'a, you have plural of that, is sa'at. All sa'a. Sin alif ayn. We know the sa'a. وَيَسَأَلُونَكَ عَنِ السَّاعَةِ أَيَّانَ مُرْسَاهَا. They ask you about the sa'a, the designated time, right? The portion of the designated time when, right? Obviously, talking about the sa'a in this particular junction is talking about the reckoning, right? The day of judgment. When is it gonna come? Okay, so sa'a is a portion of the day. The next word is samawat. Samawat is plural for sama'a. Okay, sama'a can be pluralized by samawat or sama. Okay, sama'a with the hatar mabuta is plural, is singular, and then you have sama plural, also samawat plural as well. Now anything. Now, this origin, the root of that is sin mim wow. Samu, right? Sama yesmu. Sama yesmu is the verb, which means to be high. Okay? Anything that's higher, that's high above you, like a roof. Okay, for example, which is just a common thing that we have here, and the sky is sama, as far as the Arabs are concerned, right? And your roof is the sama, right? The roof right here is the sama, right? And then the sky above us is sama, and then we have the samawat, right? But sama is one, right? But in general, you say sama, right? But if you singularize it, right, you're talking about one particular piece of sama, right? Then you say sama. Then you have sama. Like the jaj and the jaja, which the jaja would be one particular chicken, right? And then the jaj would be chicken in general. Okay. Yeah. So then you have samawat, right? Samawat will be the heavens, right? The heavens, that which are above us, right? So yesmu, sama, yesmu means to rise.